der größte Champion in der WWE. Nirgendwo bei der größten Großveranstaltung des Jahres. So ein Schmarrn. WrestleMania XXIX. Well, let's review it, shall we? WrestleMania's pre-show this year is actually pretty cool. Not because the video packages for the main events got spoiled, but because of the match that they had finally hyped for it. Now, a lot of times the matches don't mean anything in front of the pre-show. They're just matches that are just there because they didn't have enough room to put it onto SmackDown or Raw or Main Event or Saturday Morning Slam or whatever other show they've got. This match is actually pretty cool, as it was Wade Barrett defending the Intercontinental title against The Miz. I was really hoping this would have ended up on the main card rather than the pre-show. However, the match was really fun, high-octane, fast-paced action. You know, both The Miz and Wade Barrett came to play and entertain the fans. A whole lot of fun. Either way, also had a really cool way of getting the figure 4 leg lock hooked on, as The Miz ended up getting Wade Barrett to tap to it and becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. Now, this was actually a very good way to start off the show. Even if that bad, it would have been a great opening to WrestleMania, because it right off the bat showed that anything can and does happen at WrestleMania. The last time this ever occurred was when Antonio Cesaro won the United States Championship. So the main card. The first match was actually the 6-man tag. That's right. Sheamus, Big Show, and Randy Orton versus The Shield. The Shield actually ended up picking up its win after the Big Show did another heel turn. He hadn't had one in 3 weeks. He was due! The next match was Mark Henry and Ryback. They did the best they could with what they had. The most impressive thing about this thing was when Ryback actually got Mark Henry up into the shell shock. That was pretty cool to see. Either way, Mark Henry won the match after he literally crushed Ryback. The next match was for the tag team titles, as Team Hell No would be challenged by Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston. You know, he had a lot of nice little homages, you know, to last year when Daniel Bryan gave AJ Lee the kiss of death, and Ziggler did the same and actually almost caused the loss. Team Hell No retains the WWE Tag Team titles in a really fun little match. Next up was actually a match that I personally thought was going to steal the show, as Chris Jericho faced WWE's resident movie ticket. Fun ding-a-ding-a-ling-a-ding-a-boom-a-ding-a-ling-a-boom. You know who I'm talking about. This match was going to steal the show just because it's Chris Jericho wanting to take a young guy who supposedly would be very hungry and make himself just a huge name. But this match was not that. It was a match where Jericho dominated the entire match. He quite literally beat the hell out of Fandango. And all throughout the match, Fandango got about, I think, 6 or 7 moves in and actually ended up winning. That's right, you heard me. Fandango won his WWE, and for that matter, WrestleMania debut against Chris Jericho of all people. Not a fan of how that went down. Needed to see more Fandango. Next up, we actually got Diddy to perform. Diddle diddle diddy diddle doodle diddly puff puffy puff call me homie call me miss you big. Yeah that was not. Next up, we actually got the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the most noticeable thing about this is where it's placed in the card. For the past 2 years, the World Heavyweight title has been contested in the first match at WrestleMania. The match was nothing special. It really wasn't. The match could have been easily contested on any other pay-per-view. The best part about it was this really awesome little submission exchange that both guys had for the ankle lock and the arm breaker. Really cool stuff. Alberto Del Rio retains the World Heavyweight Championship, and all throughout the match there's a very familiar chant going on with everyone's favorite Ziggler. But nothing happened. CM Punk versus The Undertaker. Now, CM Punk actually came out to living color, returning and doing a live rendition of Cult of Personality. Really cool stuff. But not to be outdone, The Undertaker comes out to what I believe is his best WrestleMania entrance. I don't care much for Druids. He literally looked like he stepped out of hell. They had it so that he was like stepping up. They had the silhouette behind him, and they had these hands all like this, you know, like trying to reach and grab for him. It looked like, you know, he was stepping out of hell. And this match delivered on every single level you wanted it to. CM Punk, you know, went in there and gave The Undertaker one hell of a match, and they pretty much had the best match on the card so far. It was a whole lot of fun to watch. Cannot ever deny that. You think that they went to 20-1? No. Really? 21-0. Next up, Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. And the stipulation being it's no holds barred, and if Triple H loses, he must retire. Brock Lesnar came out looking like he did in 2002, 2003. Yeah, scary, right? He actually looks like that again. Right when I saw Brock, I was like, yep, that's the ass kicker right there. Good job. Triple H comes out, has a little bit of a malfunction with his entrance. Looks like somebody kind of finished on his chest. This match was physical, in-your-face, intense, beat-down city. And they were really trying to make it so that Brock Lesnar looked like an animal. I mean, like, there was this time in the match he actually had this really guttural yell. And I was sitting there, I'm like, yeah, that's a monster. And he did it a second time. And I was just like, yeah, that's a monster. And then he went on and he did it like 3 or 4 or 5 more times. And I was just like, okay, now you're just overkilling it. Shawn Michaels and Paul Heyman both got involved. Well worth the price of admission. Hands down, this was the match of the night. There was no way to deny it. Triple H pulls out the victory and is allowed to keep his part-time job. The main event of the show, The Rock versus John Cena 2 for the WWE Championship. I've seen Rock and Cena do their thing before somewhere. So it's either the C-Nation that we've seen for the past decade not change, or it's Team Film It. I thought Rock and Cena did a great job in, again, sucking me in as a fan and really making me care for what happened. They really had a lot of fun in the match. John Cena ended up hitting one of the attitude adjustments. It's the FU, for goodness sake. And pinned The Rock. 1, 2, 3, became the new WWE Champion. So WrestleMania is in the history books. And the best thing I can tell fans now is that they should definitely watch Monday Night Raw the following night. Because on Monday Night Raw, the Fallout Raw, is where a lot of things get answered, a lot of stuff gets, you know, taken care of. So definitely check out Monday Night Raw. And until next time, this is me, G Money, telling you guys, peace.